Welcome, everybody. Another edition of Meet the Seawolf, and I am pleased to introduce Jordyn Martinez, the catcher for the Sonoma State softball team. Jordyn, thank you so much for being here. I know this is a really odd time, very different from the beginning of last year, and I hope all's going well with you in school.
Yeah, it's going great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Talk a little bit about, first of all, how hard it was to have the season abruptly ended last year, especially given the fact that you guys were getting on a roll.
Yeah, it was super heartbreaking for a lot of us. I think mainly the seniors as well, understanding that, it's going to be hard for them to come back if they had decided to come back. And yeah, it was super heartbreaking, especially, going on a 12 winning streak. And, in the beginning of the year, we kind of decided that we were going to buckle down and that was going to be our year. So yeah, it definitely sucked, especially going into that weekend with Chico. That was really the games we were looking forward to. So
Yeah, we were all looking forward to that for sure. And this year, completely different. How tough is it for you? I know you're the type of person that wants to be out there on the field doing your thing. And how hard is it for you to be restricted like you are?
yeah, it's super tough, especially not being able to see my teammates every day, not knowing what everyone's doing. We're trying to stay connected virtually right now. We're sending a lot of workout videos, motivational things throughout the week. So yeah, it's definitely tough. I've never taken a break this long from softball. So it's definitely hard right now.
I really admire your style of play and particularly the fact that you're a catcher. I know how important that is to the team. Tell us how you got into being a catcher. I always love hearing how the catchers became catchers. Who talked you into putting on the gear and getting behind the plate?
I wish I really had a cooler story, but it kind of just happened. It just was like, I was a bigger little girl. So they were like, you know what, you can probably do it. I had a good arm when I was young. So I was about 8 years old and my dad coached me and he was like, you know what, you're putting the gear on today. And I was like, I don't know about that. I really wanted to be a pitcher. So, but then once I got in the gear, never got out again. So
You're from Fresno, went to Clovis High School, great sports community down there. I know how that is. What other sports did you play and how did softball become your focus?
I played basketball and volleyball and, I didn't really have the height for volleyball. And then I didn't really have the stamina for basketball. So softball was really just what it was going to be. I have two older brothers and they played baseball. So we're definitely more of a baseball, softball family. So
And you had such a great year last year. I know how important you are behind the plate, but offensively, 11 home runs your freshman year, led the conference in RBIs. Tell us about that offense defense mindset that you have to be effective in both ways.
yeah, offensively, I just really try to be for the team. I try to do what's best for the team, especially where I'm at in the lineup. My job is to kind of like move runners, get runners scoring. So I really try to do that, whether that ends in me being out or not. It's kind of just for the team. And defensively, yeah, I just try to keep like the team really intact. Um, yeah, I just try to keep everyone kind of happy on the field, kind of give them a little motivation, keep them engaged throughout the game. So
You were in the midst of another great season last year. Your sophomore year had 5 home runs. You were hitting over 300. What I really like about your style, though, is you have a knack for being up at the plate in the key moment of the game and coming up with the big hit. Tell us about that mindset that it takes to be that type of person.
yeah, God, I know. I'm always the person up to that. I have no idea how that happens to me. But really, it's just, it doesn't matter how pretty it looks. I just kind of have to get the bat on the ball and just, try my hardest to hit as far as I can. And I feel like that's kind of more of my mindset. Anybody who really knows me would say that I'm probably the most anxious person up to bat during those times. So it's definitely like, hard on the heart to be in those situations. But yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Those are my favorite situations. I really that's kind of what I live for in softball, is to be in that situation. So it's really exciting, honestly.
I'm sure Coach Bridges appreciates you being up in those situations too. I know how close the coach and the catcher become. You kind of become joined at the hip because you're running the team together. Tell us about your relationship with Coach Bridges and what she means to the team.
Yeah, me and Coach B have a great relationship. We kind of just started off having a really good relationship in the beginning when I started catching my freshman year. It's something that we have to stay super true to each other and have, good conversation. I talk to her after every inning about how the pitcher's going. Coach B is a really big part of our team. She keeps us really disciplined in, a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a non, mean way. Like she does it in a more of like a motherly way, I would say. Yeah, but it's really nice having her, obviously. She's a great coach and she really keeps the team intact.
And I can tell from your style that I imagine the conversation that comes up once in a while between you and her is, Jordyn, would you like to have a break from behind the plate? Are you getting tired? And have a feeling what your answer usually is. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm not, a big break person. I'm okay staying in games. It was really tough my freshman year because, we were low in catching. So it was super hard to even get a break, which I really didn't mind. The more time I play, the more at bats I have. So I really, like, offensively, I really enjoy that. It is tough, especially going through like 4 games a weekend. It's hard, but, I feel like me and Coach V have a better relationship now, and that we can really, like, if I am getting really tired, I can tell her that, and like we can have, she kind of notices too as well. So.
And tell us about handling the pitching staff. You have a lot of different arms. You got lefties, you got some off-speed righties, you have power pitchers. How do you deal with all those different types of pitchers and being able to control the game with them?
Yeah, it's honestly really tough, especially going from lefty to righty to speed to movement. It's really hard, I believe, because it's more like you have to create a relationship with them before you can like call pitches and understand them. So it does take a while, and like we get a lot of hours in fall. So a lot of bullpens are in, and I get a lot of time catching them, catching different pitchers, and then also hitting off of them, which I think helps me as a catcher as well and a hitter. And it's super tough, especially this fall, not being able to have those hours, and hopefully getting a season in spring to go out and jump into that without having caught like the new pitchers all that much. So
That's interesting. I never thought about that as a catcher, hitting off your pitching staff and knowing what's difficult for you to hit helps you call pitches.
yeah, for sure. Especially when I see a hitter who's similar in my style, it's super easier to call pitches. And, me and Coach B have that, that dialogue with each other too.
All right. Well, how's school going for you? I don't want to take up too much of your time, as I know you got a lot going on right now. Is it difficult to have classes online? How do you like that better? Maybe I know I've talked to a few student athletes that actually kind of like it.
It is hard. I'm a very structured person, so not exactly having that. A lot of my classes are like, you can watch lecture videos whenever you want to, and then homework's all done in a week, stuff like that. So it's super difficult. I kind of enjoy the grind of being at school more, waking up at 6 a.m. for weights and then having study hall till 9 o'clock at night. Like I appreciate that more than what I'm doing right now. And I just feel like, I'm a very extrovert as a person. So being in classrooms, seeing teachers, seeing professors, like that's a lot easier for me. So yeah, it is a struggle right now. But like I said, my teammates and I are like, feel like we're really holding it down, and that, we're doing the best with the situation that we have.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about, last but not least, how much you're looking forward to getting back on campus and being a part of the Seawolf community. Any message you want to give out there to your fellow student athletes?
Yeah, God, I would just say grind right now, because other teams might not be doing it. I feel like that's really what my team's living on. When we do get to see Chico and SF and Humboldt again, we want to know that we worked hard during this time individually, and that we were self-motivated to where we deserve the next wins and stuff. So yeah, just keep grinding, student athletes, keep doing it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jordyn. Look forward to seeing you soon. And thanks for being a part of this.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Jordyn Martinez, the awesome catcher for the Sonoma State softball team.